Hello, welcome traders to another recap. This is actually going to be a recap of 4 trading days, I believe, 3 trading days. I wasn't able to make any recaps the other days. So this might be a bit of a longer one. We're just going to go over all of our trades and see what we did right, see what we did wrong, how we can improve. And essentially, you guys just get to see an insight into my trading style and, yeah, the way I do things. So here we are, we're on the broker right now, the terminal, MT4, we're Vantage live account. Show you guys that. Top left, if you look, you can see. Yeah, so let's go to account history. Here's today's trades. Should have been a lot more profit, but we were wrong on the bias on first, GJ. Anyways. So let's go for custom period. We're going to go the last 3 days, essentially this week. So we'll go from the 30th till today. And we're looking at $800 profit. And here are all the trades we took. A little bit too many than I would prefer in a week. I did trade gold, which I don't normally do, but I did like what I saw a couple times. So I did take some trades on gold. And all these trades are not all actually setups, because I do like to split up my positions just so I can scale out or like take half of it off if I don't like the way it's moving anymore, type of thing. So it's actually more like 5 or 6 trades here, not whatever this amount is. So yeah, let's just get right into it. We're gonna start off from the 31st. We had looks like 4 buy positions here, all executed at the same time. So this was one trade idea right here. As you can see, it looks like I was buying as it was going down, and then yeah, I didn't close much profits on these ones because yeah, let's take a look at the charts. How about that? So the 31st, the trade, oh yes, so the trade I took here on the 31st was actually oh, sorry, over here on the 31st was actually buys in, where were they at? Yeah, so from 06 and 21 and all that. So the reason I closed these was because I was leaving to go to some blood work appointments. So I actually wasn't able to hold, and I don't like holding trades that aren't, like if it's not in a decent amount of profit, I'm not going to hold it because I'd rather just close those 10, 15 pips, because most likely it'll come and hit break even, maybe run up. So it is unfortunate because I actually did have this power boost candle after I closed, because I closed at 9 o'clock. But yeah, as you can see, it's really simple. Really, this trade was super easy. So if you just block, if you just you know, block this off as a consolidation box, boom, the breakout at like 6. I do believe I got in at 7. Between 7 and 8, a bunch of positions here. Let's go to the 30, just break it down a little bit more. Yeah, so I remember seeing this candle, sorry, this 6 a.m. candle, seeing this 6:30, and then I think I took some entries here. As I was going up, I took a couple more entries, came back down, which was fine. It created another support here, 8:30, and then I actually closed at 9. Yeah, because I closed all around like 2-2. Yeah, because some of them were just break even. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't able to just let it run. I guess I could have with some stops at break even, but I wasn't sure with how it would react to the daily high here and to this point. So essentially, we didn't catch many pips. It was like, you know, 5, 10. Some of them break even, which kind of sucks because the lowest entry could have had almost 100 pips here if I would have held it for just one more hour. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. So I'm learning that I need to sometimes hold, because 10 o'clock, I've noticed a lot of times 10 o'clock is a very powerful candle, as you'll see in the next day as well. So yeah, so that was the 31st trades. I was pretty happy with it. Regardless, could have been way more profit, but yeah, so that's the 31st. So let's move on to, or I guess that's the 30th, or 31st, 30th. And now let's move on to, and it was also the last day of the month, so I wasn't sure what it was going to do, as I was just being cautious. And of course, it does a nice move up. So, all right, now let's look at the first trades. So there's quite a few here. So I do believe I traded Asian session, and then I traded a London session. Yeah, Yeah, so this is all one trade idea. As you can see, based on time frames, this is another trade idea. I believe this is in London, and then this is another trade idea in New York. Yeah, and we have gold as well. So what happened here, let's look at our price points. So some at 6.6, right? So I remember what happened here. Okay, so this is why I like to do recaps every day, because it's fresh in my mind. Kind of sucks I wasn't able to. So I did trade Asian. Again, so very simple trading, really, just looking for break and retests. And I did think I was over here, so I thought this 8 o'clock it was starting to break the high here. So I entered with I had stops under here, but I actually ended up moving them because I realized as long as it could create a higher low based off like this area, as long as it respected this 200 area, I'd be fine. So I actually I did hold a bit of drawdown, but I wasn't too worried because I knew there was a lot of bullish momentum, as you can see, and just, you know, price in general. So it was a bit of a fake down, and on this way down I was taking entries. So I have a bunch of entries throughout here. I think the highest one's at like 7.3, and then yeah, so I did close. Again, I was at work, so I wasn't able to fully monitor this properly, because I did close pretty much everything once it came back into this area. I think I closed most of them, yeah, around like the 700 area, some of them at like the 500 area. So yeah, so it was all closed within here, which is unfortunate because then the rest of the day it did run up another. Again, if I held this position, these positions here and these positions here, we'd be up like hundreds of pips. But I'm not a swing trader. I do scalp. I like to close my profits, you know, make sure they're there. So I'm not worried about that. That doesn't really bother me too much, but it is something I'm learning to leave a runner to go longer. And just kind of forget about it, especially when price is trending beautifully. So if we break it down, you can see that it did a little fake up. Let's go to the 15 actually to show it a bit better. It faked up, and you know, I thought this was good to go. I thought it was going to come fill this, which it eventually did get up there. But yeah, so I thought I was going to fill it. It wanted to fake down, grab a couple more orders. You can see it's literally just testing this broken area. Come, test here, boom, go back up. So real simple trades. Just going in the direction of the trend and just kind of just looking for higher lows and start buying it up. So again, the lesson here is, you know, hold the trade a bit longer, see what happens. And then another interesting thing is I had a gold trade. So let's actually open our gold chart. So I had these gold entries at 88 and 89, and I closed at 91. So I think about 30 pips. Yeah, about 30 pips each position. So that would be on the first here. So yeah, this one was, I believe, during London session, some point in, yeah. So I think it was this 3 a.m. candle. I saw this rejection on 2 a.m. because I was about to take buys. I was looking for like this to break up. I remember seeing this candle, and then this came down, and then once it was coming down here, I was kind of waiting for it to close bullish. Gold is very tricky because it moves so quickly. So I did see this rejection. I like that. I didn't enter yet. I was considering entering here with the stop under, but it was too big, and gold is kind of crazy. So so I remember I did enter, I believe, on this 3:30 candle. And then I literally closed within 5 minutes. They were very quick trades, which is nice about gold. You know, I was wary that there is some fundamental news that might push it down. As you can see, it's actually dropped quite a bit now from that entry, 400 pips. And gold, yeah, gold's just wild. So you don't want to be, you know, unless you have a really prime entry, don't, you know, hold positions, because I can see I closed at what, 99, 66, and 49. Yeah, like it didn't go much higher than that. So, you know, I saw this beautiful rejection candle. I thought there's a nice bullish momentum. It's a very strong bullish candle. It doesn't, like, the actual body's not big, but because it rejected such a big area, that's like a 50 pip rejection right here. If we do that, almost 60 pip rejection, I figured it's not going to go hit this again. It just rejected it. It'll actually give a push up first, which it did in a quick 30 pips. I think literally within 5 minutes. Let's see if I can see the candle that I actually entered on. See if I can remember which one it was. I believe I got in, yeah, just in 3. I believe it was after this or this. No, sorry. It was after this candle, this 315. So after it came down, I think I took entries, yeah, at 989 and then 88. So I did hold maybe 10, 15 pip drawdown, and then I caught about 30 with this push up. And after this 340, I remember I closed up here. And yeah, because as you can see, it eventually came back down and dropped. So that was a pretty good trade. Let's go back to GJ. I'm gonna try to, just stick with GJ now. I did trade gold again today, and it was a bit more riskier, and I think I'm just going to chill out on gold for now. So yeah. All right, so today's trades, here's quite a few, a bit too many for my liking, but I had to change biases based off what actually happened. So let's just change the custom period to today. It'll make it easier to see the actual trades taken. So as you can see, these are Asian buys. So this is one trade. So Asian buys, again, same concept as the other day down here was, or what day was it? Asian buy. Oh, Asian buys over here. Oh yeah, yesterday's Asian buy. So again, Asian, I thought it would break up. I was trading this 8 a.m. or 8 o'clock candle. It went up a little bit. I think I maybe had maximum 8, 9 pips. Yeah. And as you can see, I just closed essentially break even. This is break even for me, on a pip or two, whatever. Yeah, so it looked good. You had support here. It respected this kind of area that it broke, retested, came up. So it came respected here in the very open of the daily. And then these, this 8 o'clock, I think I entered like on 8:30. This one, it started to break up, but it kind of like was a fake out. And I think it's because there's actually a little zone here. This, you see this little liquidity zone. So I remember after this 8:30 or I think 8:45, this 15 closed like that. I was like, I don't like this anymore. So I did close like, right around this 900 area, break even. And as you can see, it actually went down, like 15 pips. It would have been they would have hit the stop loss, because I think I had stop under, like just under these at like 8.5. It was really tight stop, and I was actually good. It was a nice risk reward. It was something I threw on like this, and I had stop. It was 8, and I just gave another like 2 or 3 just to be sure. And then I was aiming for up here, which I thought it would hit. It never did hit today, as you can see. But so it would have been a nice like 3-to-1 there. So then after this session, I was trading London, and London was interesting because it looked good. Again, it was doing this very, very tight consolidation, and I thought it was gonna start breaking up. It didn't. It came down here. So after this candle, I waited. So for 230, rejected. That's a pretty nice rejection. So on 3 it opened. I actually, especially that it opened with no wick. So most candles for the most part have wicks. As you can see, there is 2 30-minute candles here that don't have wicks within this session, which was pretty funny. So I was kind of trusting in this 30, as you can see. So I entered, I think, at 7.3, and then I entered when it came a bit lower at like 6.4 or 6.6. So let's just put it at 7.3 just to show the risk reward. I had stop under here, and then plus another couple pips. So I actually think I had it like 5.7, 5.8. No, maybe I might have actually put 5.5, but I ended up closing manually, which you'll see. So first TP would have been to see how it acts over here, and then the main confluence here was that you have this support here, and it's still a daily bullish wick to come fill if you look in the daily, which I'm not going to switch to right now. But again, almost a 3-to-1, which I ended up closing at manually, if you can see here, at 6.0 and 5.9. So I did take an L there. Once I saw that it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, and that this was not going to have a wick at all, I actually broke it down to the 5 very nicely, and I reacted, and I saw what was going on, and actually jumped in sells, which wasn't impulse sells. It wasn't like a revenge or anything. There's zero emotion, and that's the way you guys got to trade. If there's emotion in your trades, or there's an emotion in your loss, that's not a good trade, So it came down this, where's that 3 a.m. candle? Yeah, here it is. 3 a.m., 5 minute. After this, I was like, you know what? Nope. And I saw this. I think I closed, yeah, on 310. I saw this. I was like, oh, do we have one last? Like, this is kind of like the last chance for rejection, because on the 15, it's a decent little rejection as well, like this 230 candle. But then the way this was coming in, this 3 a.m., I was like, oh, this is actually sells. It's going to break here and come test this daily low area, yesterday's daily low. And once I recognized that that's what was happening, I actually entered sells a couple minutes later. Once I saw that this, so I closed on 305, and then by 310, I went down to the 1 minute, which I don't recommend, but I was, monitoring it pretty closely, and I saw that this was going to start breaking down. So I entered sells, I believe, at 5.9. Once it started to fill through here, and there was clean traffic, nothing here to really hit. This is the 5, so let's go to the 15 just to be a bit more accurate. The only stoppage was this area, which I wasn't too worried about. Considering there's London session momentum. So I took sells. As you can see here, I took sell. So this is all just one trade idea. So we have one trade in Asian, one trade in London buys, and then one trade in London sells. These three. So these were selling at that 600 area once I realized what was going on. And I closed about 14 pips on 2 of them. And I let the other one go for about 20 pips. Or sorry, not 20. That would be, that'd be almost 20. I could have held a little bit longer, maybe to tap this like 3.3. It was there, and then by the time I looked at it, it already jumped back up to 400 level because it moved very quickly. I think I closed on this 335 5-minute candle. And after this, I was actually thinking, because it's at the daily low, to take buys back up to maybe even to just test this area or like to test the high. But I already took quite a few trades, and yeah, especially after this 30 close, it was pretty confident. But again, this one opened no wick, and I don't like that a lot because there is candles that open no wick or whatever, especially 1 hours. There isn't too many, and we had back-to-back 1 hour candles with no wick in the one direction. So again, didn't like it because I thought it might fill this a bit and then maybe go or like take its time, but it actually just kind of rejected and ripped right back up. Like if you took an entry here, you could have easily had 50 pips. But yeah, so that was me done for the day on GJ, and I actually took GU sells, which I didn't like. That was over trading. This was bad. Do not do this. This was sloppy. We're not even gonna look at the chart. We're gonna ignore it. GU never happened. We're lucky we got out with break evens essentially. Like 2-3 pips, whatever. So, and then I also had a gold sell, which this one was very risky. In the moment, kind of, I just saw something that I really liked. And again, this is more of an impulse trade, which I'm going to eliminate. It's not going to be trading gold anymore for the rest of the month. If I do take one, it'll be a smaller position. This was a bit of a big position for me for gold, because gold is so crazy volatile. I know it's a smaller size, like I've used one lots, but on gold, it can move so quickly against you so fast. You need to have like 40-50 pip stops. As you can see, this one actually later was like a 40 pip stop and it got hit, but it was only a micro, or a mini rather, position. So we got 5 half lots here. And this one was real nice. I closed 20 pips, I think, within 2 minutes. It was a sell on 3 a.m. because I saw that it was coming down. It broke the kind of like recent low here, this 3 a.m. candle, and it was actually this 3:30 a.m. candle that I closed. So I closed in the wick. I believe it closed 5671, and you can see right here, it was this. I literally took the trade from this 5 minute to this 5 minute, and I was done. So like 2 minutes out. As you can see, gold, because I did think, gold's actually gonna, I thought that this 4 a.m. candle would actually continue too. That's why I took that second entry, and I thought it would fill this wick and actually drop down to, I was aiming at least to like 5.4, and then I did have target at like this area here, 4.2, which actually ripped to, which is unfortunate. It didn't go like what I wanted it to do at the time, and I actually wanted to catch another position up. But yeah, so that's all the trades for today. We're gonna ignore GU. Shouldn't happen. Should not be taking trades in a pair I don't normally look at. So yeah, that's just the insight, on how a just your average trader does stuff really, and what I'm looking at and what I'm thinking in the moments. And yeah, so GJ, I'm pretty happy with the performance. Gold was, it was okay. I still will dabble in gold and chart it up, whatever. GU, not a good trade, but in general, over the past 3 days, it's been pretty good trading. And I think the biggest lesson that I can give you guys is to make sure to hold your trades. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this and have a good one.